You're watching Drake Queen Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey you guys and gals, Never here from Drake Queen Gaming, and assuming me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you in a Let's Play episode of Echo Flynn's Path. So, apparently we don't have that much more to go, y'all, so let's go ahead and jump right back into the horror, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Oh boy. Oh boy, we gotta get to see some people die today. I don't know what the fuck that was, but okay. The salamander takes off, swimming as fast as he can toward the shoreline. I think he's got the right idea. Come on. We all follow suit, though I'm having some trouble keeping up. My arms are like jello. Unsurprisingly, Daxton's the first to the shore, then Jenna, TJ, Carl, Leo, Chase, and finally me. My adrenaline is completely tapped out at this point, and I fall onto my knees in the sand. Daxton's clearly trying to put some distance between him and the lake, though not going too far as to be out of sightline for the rest of us. He paces back and forth, jittery. I can't believe you actually rescued him! I grunt, trying to rub what feels like lake gunk out of my own eyes. Dax! Daxton stops. The hell were you doing down there? Oh. Trying to save you! His tone is intense, the salamander clearly trying to reconcile whatever the hell happened back there. The hell you were, that's what I was doing. I thought I saw you drift off further down the lake. You weren't moving. Anytime I tried to grab you, you just drifted further off, always with your back facing me. Eventually, I couldn't see anymore. It was too dark. He rubs his hands over his biceps rapidly, trying to warm himself. Did you hear the voice, too? No, there wasn't any noise but the water rushing around my head. He exhales, looking briefly at Carl, then back to me. I'm sorry I panicked. When you touched me down there, I didn't realize it was you. We're all red. Red? At first, and then, well, I flipped my shit, I guess, until we hit the surface and you were there and I got overwhelmed and... You hugged me. He cocks his head slightly. Pretty sure you were the one who was hugging me. Don't think so. I did. You swear you didn't hear a voice. He holds up the flat of his palm, shaking his head. I swear it, man. But of all the surreal whatnots that have been transpiring, voices ain't one of them. I frown. Daxton looks back towards the water, then backsteps a few more paces. I'm not just imagining this, am I? Fucking hell. Chase seems to be trying to uncoil himself from Leo, his breath wheezy, and he soon breaks out into a raspy cough. Leo quickly rewraps an arm around him, patting his back gently with one of his massive paws. Easy, easy. We're safe now. The fuck we are. Peer around, even with my eyes having adjusted to the dark, I'm still having a hell of a time seeing beyond 20 yards or so. Jenna gives me a quick nod, holding up Duke's pistol to show me she still has it. The soaked fennec would look comical were it not for the direness of the situation. She must put so much conditioner into her fur to keep it that fluffy. But water time. Oh, delicious. Whoa, that's 2 saves now, dude! Carl proceeds to fall flat on his back, spread eagle in the sand, his hefty gut rising and falling. You're pretty good at this crazy land stuff. He sounds so casual about it, like this is one of his video games, and I'm somehow not getting my ass kicked at it. Come on, everyone, let's get a move on. He didn't deserve... TJ mumbles something, the lynx sitting with his arms around his knees, staring out into the lake. He makes an effort to scramble back a few feet as the tide comes in. Jenna moves over beside him, hugging the lynx from the side. Shh, we just need to get to Leo's. Leo lives on the outskirts of the town by the old railway tracks. It's fairly isolated from the rest of the town. Going there is not the worst idea, but if that fucking thing can catch us in a van going 50... Fuck, I saw how it moved, too, like a strobe light that was being turned off and on. It got closer with every pulse. That is still the plan. Leo affirms this with a nod, the wolf standing upright and ready. He's trying not to show his exhaustion and fear. TJ's just looking at Chase now. He's got a shimmer in his eyes. He's crying again. Chase, did Sydney... How long did he... He's cut off before he can finish. Come on, TJ, we have to go. Chase looks over at him. His expression is harder to read. What? Everyone but Chase seems to be pretending they're not hearing the whimpering TJ, ushering him along. I rise up to my feet, tripping over myself as I get used to solid ground again. Janet pulls TJ up with her, trying to move the lynx along. Leo also follows suit, helping Chase up to the shallow incline through the loamy soil into a basin of dry grass. TJ peers back over his shoulder. He's still looking at Chase. That's when I notice a large rock with a sole pinyon tree overhanging it. There's little bullet holes in the side of the trunk. 22 caliber. I made those. I look around, and right where Carl's laying, I see it. His blank stare, the blue eyes. He reminded me of a fish. This is where it happened. Carl sits upright, so clearly trying to catch his breath. At first, he doesn't seem to understand, but then the realization hits him as he sees the tree. Oh, shit! Carl rises up to his hooves, gawking at the tree. He's still. That thing I saw when I wrecked my car, the one that brought us here just now, it did it for a reason, you know? I mean, I used to think my house was haunted. That it comes with the territory of big spooky mansions. But maybe it's us. Carl extends out his paws to his surroundings. I assume he means the whole group. I sigh, feeling rather vulnerable out in the open without my repeater. The hysteria, it's affecting the whole town. Everyone goes crazy in their own way. That's what my aunt always told me. It even got her in the end. Wonder if she's okay, or if they found some other poor schmuck to blame the end times on. Then why are we all seeing this? He gesticulates with a swirl of his hand at the tree and the lake itself, before letting his arm fall limply to his side. We're all here for a reason. We meet each other's gaze, and Carl suddenly lets out a small chuckle, rubbing the space between his horns. Unless I'm just imagining you seeing this. I let out a puff of air and rub my face. You're dreaming about me, huh? Seems like it. He shrugs. Next time, cut out the horror games before going to bed, yeah? I haven't seen a single zombie. It's bullshit. He looks toward the lake and sombers. Just kidding. Yeah. I'm not immediately sure what to say. In the distance, the group looks to be trudging through the dried-up reeds and heading toward the train tracks down the pass. They're not waiting for us, which I guess is understandable, noting Chase's condition. Carl's watching them too, though he doesn't seem overly antsy to rejoin them. If Sid were, a ghost or a spirit or something, he wouldn't hurt us. Carl looks a little surprised, shifting his attention back toward me. What makes you so sure? I can tell by the tone in Carl's voice that he doubts that. I remember Carl was really sensitive growing up, sheltered by his folks something fierce. He'd cry and eat, cry, and eat and cry. Was basically a fat, spoiled TJ. Took me a while to figure him out, and for Sid, he didn't really have much grace with the sensitive types. He was cool. I know you two never got along, but he had things rough at home. He loved hanging out with the group and all. Hell, he thought TJ was cool. What? No way! Well, he never said as much plain like. He just wanted to be him, I guess. Believed God was real and had a plan to be good without having to try so hard. To have folks who gave a shit about him. Dude, those last 6 months! I think back to Chase's words. I know, it wasn't himself. Not really. After a long pause, he shrugs. If you say so, I believe it. I was different then too, I guess. I was just a child, and I'm a man-child. Heh. I wave off the thought. At least Carl seems calmer now, or at least he is doing a good job at blocking out the terror. He's still got his tie on, though his shirt's completely soaked through, and I can see his chest underneath when he faces the moonlight. Man, if this wasn't real, anything you'd want to say to not real me? Without hesitation, Carl speaks. Not a real big fan of fishing, dude. I furrow my brow at him and sigh, before beginning to trudge through the sand after the others. I can't even see them now. Must have picked up the pace. Dude! I stop. His voice is softer, apologetic. But I like when you take me out, even if it seems like I'm whining the whole time. Wait now. There's no seems like about it. You do whine the whole time. A brief, sad smile crosses his thick muzzle. You guys are still here? The salamander peers at us worriedly. Kyle and I exchange glances, then nod. Good, that's good. I lost the group. I don't know where Leo's house is, and they kept walking faster, and then they just... Daxton toys with his zipper at the bottom of his hoodie. Must have gotten ahead of me. It's okay. I think we're supposed to be here. Right, dude? Carl looks at me. I cross my arms, unsure how confident I feel about this whole tapping into paranatural hunches. I don't know. It's just a feeling. Thing could have killed us easy like, and it didn't. Instead, we're here. So, where's here exactly? Where our friend died. Well, where he drowned and later died in a hospital. Carl's bluntness takes even me off guard. There's no coldness in his tone, though. Just the truth of it. That's terrifying. I'm sorry I asked. After a moment, he speaks again. And sorry for your loss. I feel like this past week, I've just been a dingleberry on you guys. It's okay. It's cool you're here. Everyone goes quiet. Daxton occasionally looks over his shoulder to see if there's any sign of the group. See any sign the group sent someone back for us, but no such luck. I'm starting to realize how exhausted I am. Coasting on adrenaline for an hour straight will really take the wind out of you. I lower myself first to a squat, then sit cross-legged in the sand. Despite all the water and vegetation, the air still feels kind of dry and smoky. I wonder where that fire's coming from. No response. Look over and Carl and Daxton are sitting together watching the tide. Look as tired as I am. What do you want to happen here? Carl eventually speaks, his tone droll and somewhat monotone. I look toward the tree with all the bullet holes. I want to know what happened. They're gone. I spy the asprints of Carl and Dax in the sand next to me, but they're nowhere in sight. I quickly rise to my feet, hesitant to call out to them, noting what happened earlier. I move up to the top of the hill next to us, stepping through the dry grass. As I look around to see no movement beyond the rolling tide of the waves, illuminated only by the slight moonlight. Fuck! My whole plan of waiting here for something to happen seemed a lot better when I had others around. Now that I'm done and unarmed, my gall is starting to fucking wane. Must have went to Leo's house. I mean, surely they'd fucking wake me first, right? Did I even pass out? Felt more like I just blinked and then bam, gone. For a moment it feels like something's tugging the back of my shirt. I turn, expecting to see the bulbous face of Carl at my side, but there's no one there. Hey, assholes, where are you? Second, y'all. Water time. I'm feeling like we probably have enough for another episode. I let out a harsh whisper directed at the desert scrub around me. Again, no response. I sigh, rubbing my palms over my face. There's no choice. Gotta get to Leo's. My gaze drifts back to the beach and the bullet-ridden pinyon tree. I'm struck with a strange sense of solace, as if the spot would be somehow tranquil to me if circumstances were different. For now, I take stock of what's still in my soggy pockets. Keys, phone, dead as hell, probably fried, and an old granola bar wrapper. With a grunt, I make my way off the beach and toward the rail tracks. I follow the familiar route, passing the occasional abandoned freighter car. It's been about 15 minutes and so far no sight or sound of the gang or any other miscellaneous townsfolk. I inadvertently find myself walking on top of the rails, balancing like I'm a kid again. It kinda keeps the edge off and softens the noise of my footsteps, so it ain't very time efficient. Feels like by now I should be able to see Leo's house, but so far nothing. It isn't until the tracks dead end perpendicular to the highway that I realize I'm being fucked with again. I stand at the edge of the pavement, where the old bike lane has been overtaken by weeds, pavement crumbling to gravel. I had hoped that the spatially fucky shenanigans would end once we exited the van, but goddamn, why would it? You're going the right way. The back of my skull tingles and I cups hands over the sides of my head. Alright, I'm going to pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank you all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silvermoon. Thank you for going a bit above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you to our gold tier patron, Amr. You're awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to our ultimate tier anyway. If you all want to get your names in the credits, get access to our not safe for work content as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!